Perfect. My sweet and precious students, welcome back. I'm sitting here having a conversation with my son, but I'm also going to teach you lesson 37. Guys, if you are following along at home, we are in the third edition, Algebra 1, Saxon. I'm going to be on page 149, 150. Let's talk about greater than and less than. Guys, it wasn't until I was in college that somebody showed me that if it looks like an L, see how that looks like an L? That's less than. If it looks like not an L, that's greater than. So make sure you're writing this down. Anything I write down, you need to be writing down in your notes. You need to be writing down in your notes. So that's less than, that's greater than. If there's a little equal sign underneath, it's less than or equals, or less than and equals to. So let's talk about how that applies. Let's see, greater than, less, graphing inequalities. Guys, when we graph inequalities, here's what it looks like. X is less than or equal to -7. What you do is you draw out a number line. We're gonna put that guy right in the middle, -7. You gotta give your number lines context, right? You gotta have something right over here and something right over here. I'm right-handed, most people are, and so it's easier to think, okay, as you're right-handed in writing, your numbers are gonna get larger. Remember, -6 is larger than -7. It's flopped around when we're negatives. So that's the way I remember it. Okay, guys, so do you see how this arrow, let me back up. This guy right here, this equals to underneath, that means that you are going to be using a closed circle. So a closed circle right here. Now, if your inequality is written correctly, and by correctly, I mean the variable is on the left-hand side. If you get something that looks like this, 6 is less than X, you need to rewrite it as X is greater than. Do you see how it's opening to X here? Now it's opening to X here. Good. Excellent. You need to rewrite it like this. As long as your inequality is written correctly, here's the cheat. Here is the cheat for this. See how this inequality arrow points this way? That's the arrow you're going to shade. That's the direction you're going to shade, in that direction. Guys, when you do an inequality, it's just like an equation. However, always, always, always graph your inequalities. If you don't believe me, I tell this story every time. 2 summers ago, I had a student who did not graph his inequalities, and he was taking college algebra. Even though I said, same thing I'm saying to you, graph your inequalities, and he got all of them wrong. That is I don't like to do it, but every once in a while I'm like, see, told you. Even if it doesn't say graph it, graph it. Okay, guys, so let's look at those practice problems. It says draw a number line and graph the solution for X is less than or equal to 5. Looks like this. Throw 5 in there. Numbers get greater as you write up. 6. This is 4. It's going to be a closed circle because there's an equals. If there was no equals, you would do an open circle. This arrow points this way, so we are going to shade in this direction. Beautiful. That is A. For B, it says write an inequality that describes this graph. It looks like this. We have a 4, 5, 3. It is an open circle, and it's shading in this direction. Shading in that direction. That means it's going to be X, and we know it's going to be 4, right? It's not going to be an equals to because it's an open circle. It's going to be this arrow, so it's going to look like that. X is greater than because that doesn't look like an L. Okay? Any questions, let me know. Otherwise, I will see you in class. This is like the shortest lesson we've had. Excellent work.